Hello everyone, Norma Woodcock speaking to you from Perth in Western Australia. I'd like to speak into the first Sunday of Advent Year C and the theme, Prepare for Him. In Luke's Gospel, chapter 21, verses 25 to 28 and 34 to 36, we hear about how the disciples are being urged to wait for the Lord, await the Lord, with confidence, with vigilance and with prayer. So they're being urged to await for the second coming of Christ. So Advent is about us focusing on our goal, the goal of when we see Him face to face, either when we die or through the second coming of Christ. So one of the most important exhortations of the Bible is the call to wait on the Lord. And I'm speaking out of my own heart when I say to you, I do not wait easily. I find waiting enormously frustrating. And I guess a lot of it comes from my early years of being damaged and of fearful waiting and discouraged waiting and the anticipation of disappointment that something wouldn't go right because so many things did not go right for me. One of the words I feel most deeply in my heart coming from God many, many times in many, many situations for me is wait. And so I had to do some research into the word wait. And in Hebrew, the Hebrew word quavah, Q-A-V-A-H, translated as wait, the figurative description of that word is to wait with expectation, anticipation, and hope. The opposite of what I was doing. So I guess my question to you is, how are you waiting? What is your attitude as you wait? I was so discouraged, so disappointed. My waiting was not healthy at all. You know, neuroscience is backing the Bible, and neuroscience is saying what we think affects us as if we're actually experienced, what we think and what we imagine. And Proverbs 23:7 says exactly that. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And one translation says, so he becomes. And I can remember God starting to rewire my brain many, many, many years ago, before some of these neuroscientists were born. And I'd go into hospital to deal with these repressed memories coming up. So many. I'd come home and I would just then find that I had to go back into hospital to deal with more. And God began to guide me to Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have for you, Norma, plans for hope, plans for peace, not disaster. So I began to rewire my brain by actually saying, you have a good plan for me, Jesus. And as I began to learn how to wait, expecting good things from God for the future, that's what hope is, expecting good things from God for the future, I began to be transformed. My thinking began to be transformed. My brain was changing. Hope was setting my brain in a forward-looking, positive direction. This is such an important teaching today because how you wait is going to affect your health. It's going to affect you physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and your relationships. And I want to finish this teaching by doing spending a little moment on a specific situation where God asked me virtually to trust Him and to wait with expectation. I have shared on these video clips, my daughter was quite sick and she was in a psychiatric clinic for a couple of months. And when she went in, I felt that I was hearing deep in my heart that I had to trust God all the way with this. Halfway through it, I was saying, God, and He said, this is not all the way, all the way. So whatever you are waiting for, I invite you today to change your attitude and to start trusting God all the way. Let Him work it out. It may take time. You are being transformed, and I can promise you a God who is good all the time will bring about good for you and for those in your lives. Bless you. Thank you for listening. I pray your week will be a week of waiting with anticipation and hope and expectation. God bless you. Thank you.